Well, Stampede has been reported in Gangasagar at Sagar Islands in West Bengal. Many people are injured in this stampede. This is the latest that we are getting from West Bengal. Stampede at Gangasagar at the Sagar Islands in West Bengal. These are the visuals, latest visuals in fact, that are coming in from that area. Rescue workers taking people, injured people, and you can see these pictures of this latest incident. These visuals on your screen of that place where the stampede took place at the Gangasagar fair. You can see these in these visuals, people, injured people now being taken on a stretcher by the rescue and relief workers. We'll get you more details. We're just trying to connect to our correspondent in Kolkata for more details on this story. Manogya, my colleague, is now joining me on the phone line for more on this. Manogya, tell us about this incident. At what time did it take place and what's the cause?
Well, it took place a little while ago, and we told that it's more of because of the panic in the number of people who wanted to board a jetty, and Kochiberia Lotte is something that connects on the basis of the high tide and the low tide, and it is usually operated during the day. But since the crowd is huge, there was a requirement of moving the crowd, especially the pilgrims who were traveling from Gangasagar Island to other places. We've been told the stampede has already claimed one life. One person has already lost his life. Administration has been completely pressed into action, but what is more important is there are a lot of people who are being given first aid, who are being treated, and then they are being sent to safer locations, so that the panic button that has been pressed by these pilgrims who are returning from Gangasagar is at least under control for now.
Manogya, unfortunately, as you were telling us, one person has lost his or her life there in this stampede. If you can, for the benefit of our viewers, can tell us what was this Gangasagar fair all about and why were so many people there, and how far is it from Kolkata, and what is the administration saying about this?
Well, it's more than 150 kilometers from Kolkata, which is located in Gangasagar Island. It's not just about the road travel, but also about the river as well as the Bay of Bengal travel that you have to do. Extremely tough conditions where you have to travel, understanding that you have to depend on the high tide and the low tide for the ferry to travel from one jetty to the other. From Lotte, you have to travel to Gangasagar Island. So that is an island that is considered to be extremely auspicious, and a holy dip is considered to be extremely pious when it is taken on Makar Sankranti, which was yesterday. This huge pilgrimage is one of the biggest attractions this year, precisely because there is no Kumbh Mela or any other Mela this year, and that's the reason why lakhs of people are thronging Gangasagar Island. And this stampede took place when these people were returning from Gangasagar Island to other part, that is the mainland from Kochiberia. Kochiberia is an extremely important conjunction point where people gather, board the jetty, and then come back to the mainland. That is where when late in the evening, just a while ago, this kind of stampede happened that has already claimed one person.
Manogya, as you're telling us that there were a lot of people, a huge number of pilgrims, those who were there at this at Gangasagar. Was the administration ill-prepared? Were there adequate number of policemen and other civil volunteers to ensure that this goes on smoothly?
Well, there are more than 6,000 people, police personnel that have been deployed. We've been told there is Coast Guard, there's Navy, there's Army, as well as Doniers of Coast Guard and every other machinery that is important to be placed there. They have been monitoring, but the fact that there is always a fear of the mob theory when it comes to pilgrimage, with hundreds of people going to a place, returning from a place, who pressed the panic button, what went wrong is yet to be ascertained. The government machinery is precisely involved in trying to control the situation so that the panic button does not press anymore, or it is not taking any or claiming more lives as of now. From the district administration, the SP, DM, as well as other officials have been there. They have been guarding there. They have been camping there also. Despite the Navy to the level of JJ level officers also deployed there, Coast Guard with senior commanders also deployed there and also monitoring every movement. This, of course, can be claimed as what went wrong, what is the callous attitude of the government of West Bengal, but they seem not to be ill-prepared this time, because what we've been seeing over the decades, the improvements in the administrative facilities has been there, but whether it was enough to handle the crowd this time is yet to be questioned.
Manogya, the latest that you told us is that one person has unfortunately lost his or her life there, and there are others, those who are injured. Where have these injured been taken? Has the government also and the local administration given out details about these people?
Well, it will take time. For the people who've been travelling there, not many are the ones who carry their voter ID cards or all other documents with them. Precisely, we've been told to understand that there is a massive crowd that comes from North India.
Which hospitals have they been taken, Manogya? Manogya, can you hear me? I just wanted to understand from you, which hospitals have they been taken to, the injured?
Well, these are just temporary camps. Sagar Island does not have any hospital. These are just temporary camps which are set up there with all kind of preparations and precautionary measures. They will be taken from one place to the other only through the waterways. So you have to depend on the high tide also. There are motorboats, there are fast boats also that are pressing for action this time. We've been told to understand the severely and the grievously injured will be taken to the nearby hospitals. That will itself take 1 to 2 hours. It is not the kind of travel or the area that we see in the mainland. Remember, it is the waterways. You have to depend on the waves, the wind, as well as the travel that you will have to do from one place to the other. The government administration has the fast boats, the motorboats, and the ships also.
Okay.
The vessels that are used for ferrying them, but it will take time.
Thank you so much, Manogya Loiwal, for bringing us all those details. This unfortunate event that has just taken place at the Gangasagar Island, just about 100 kilometers from Kolkata. All right, let's just go back to the story that we broke earlier in the bulletin, the stampede at the Gangasagar Island in West Bengal. There, many people have been feared injured. Manogya Loiwal told us that one person has been declared dead and a few others are injured in this stampede. This took place about 100 kilometers from Kolkata at an island where a lot of people, large number of pilgrims for the Makar Sankranti had gathered. The latest information that we are getting is that 6 people have now lost their life in this tragedy and 15 others are injured. Manogya was also informing us how difficult it is to ferry people immediately and quickly from the spot to the nearby hospitals, as there is a lot of travel in water is also a concern, because there are problems, high tide, and is to be kept in mind. Not every vessel can be sent to rescue people, and despite that it takes time from them to come to the mainland where most of the hospitals where these injured are being treated are located. So another tragedy after Bihar in West Bengal, where people had gathered for the Makar Sankranti celebrations at the annual Sankranti fair at Gangasagar Island, where after the stampede 6 people have lost their life and 15 are now injured. Visuals on your screen are the first pictures that we are getting from the very spot. These are a few CCTV images.
বাইরে যে 6 জন মারা গেছে এখন পর্যন্ত এটুকুই জানা যাচ্ছে যে 6 জনের মধ্যে প্রত্যেকই কিন্তু মহিলা এবং তাদের মধ্যে বেশ কয়েকজন ইউপি এবং রাজস্থানের বাসিন্দা এবং প্রত্যেকের পুঙ্খানুপুঙ্খ পরিচয় কিন্তু এখন পাওয়া যায়নি এবং
lost their life. 15 others are injured after a stampede at the Gangasagar Makar Sankranti fair, about 110 kilometers from the capital of West Bengal, Kolkata. This annual fair where a huge number of pilgrims had turned, were in fact at attendance, and this incident took place. Indrajit Kundu, my colleague, is now joining me on the phone line for more on this. Indrajit, 6 people, the death toll has gone up. Manogya told us 1, now 6 have lost their lives and 15 others are injured. What is the latest?
Well, Ankit, that's what we are hearing at this point in time. 6 people are reported to be dead. Now, let's just explain to our audience what exactly happened. There's this place called Kochuberia in Gangasagar, and we are talking about jetty number 5 at that area. Now, what happened is, there was a considerable amount of rush for people to get back to Calcutta, to get back to their places, because the Gangasagar Mela has come to an end. Now, they were waiting for the vessels to arrive at the jetty, because since there won't be much of water in the evening due to the low tide, therefore the vessels would not be able to ferry passengers for about 6 to 8 hours unless tomorrow morning. And therefore this evening, for the last few vessels, there was a lot of rush. So people were rushing towards the jetty, trying to get onto the vessel, whoever gets first. And that's when there was some amount of chaos, which led to overcrowding of the jetty. And we are learning that 6 lives have been lost, 1 male and 5 female, and the injured have been taken to the local hospital there, and the local administration, the police, they are there at this point in time. Things have been brought under control, because we are being told that this incident actually took place around 4:30 in the evening before sunfall.
Indrajit, if you could tell us, for the benefit of our viewers, what is the current state of the rescue operations there? Where are these injured people being shifted to?
Well, as you know, Gangasagar, at any point in time at Gangasagar, there are a few lakh devotees who come to take dip in this holy water. So massive preparations took place for the Gangasagar Mela. Every year, thousands of police deployed. There are emergency services which are also deployed at that area. So there is heightened preparation, and what we are learning is that around 15 people are reported to be injured. Now, they have all been moved to the nearest hospital, which is the Rudranagar hospital at this point in time, where they are undergoing treatment. And the entire state administration is there, monitoring the situation, because as we have been stating, that the preparedness for Gangasagar Mela takes place for over months till the culmination of the the holy dip that took place yesterday. So things were being wrapped up today. It's a huge exercise, massive exercise. So people were on their way out of Gangasagar, trying to catch hold of the vessels so that they can come back to the Diamond Harbour area, and from there they can take buses back to Kolkata at their respective locations. So therefore there was considerable amount of rush to take hold of the vessels, because after evening there won't be any vessel movement possible, and people will have to wait till the next morning tomorrow. And therefore there was rush, which has resulted in the loss of 6 lives at this point in time.
Also, what is the state government's and the local administration reaction to this? Were there adequate number of people deployed for such an event where thousands and thousands of people do assemble? Has the Chief Minister spoken about it?
Well, we haven't heard from the Chief Minister yet, but at any given point in time, every year, as far as the Gangasagar Mela is concerned, there are massive, arrangements that are already in place every year. So therefore, the rescue operations, the rescue teams, the district police did swung in action very fast. And even as we speak, as we've been reporting, the injured have been shifted to the Rudranagar hospital, and the dead bodies have also been recovered, we are told. So it took place at around 4:30. So there's been about 2.5 hours of time since the incident has actually taken place. So the bodies have also been recovered, and senior officials of the district police are also at the site. In any case, they were deployed there to overlook the entire Mela for the last 2 days.
Have you been, Indrajit, been able to speak to, the people there on the spot? What are they saying? What triggered it? And what is the situation right now?
Well, I spoke to our local correspondent there, and in fact, he was one of those very few reporters who had actually, crossed that area, crossed that very specific jetty that we are talking about, jetty number 5, earlier this afternoon. And he was telling me that there was considerable amount of rush, and that is precisely because people, wanted to get onto the vessels and come to the shore because they know that after nightfall there would not be any ferry service available, and they will have to wait till tomorrow. So perhaps that was the reason why, there was some amount of rush for people to congregate at the jetty. And that's when some of the women who were there in that rush fell ill, and now tragically 6 lives have been lost.
Thank you so much, Indrajit, for bringing us all those details on your screen, the visuals, the first pictures of the tragedy that took place at Gangasagar Island. In fact, about 110 kilometers from Kolkata, where now 6 people have lost their life and another 15 others are injured. Rescue operations are still on.